The complete works of Swami Vivekananda, Volume 6, Section 4, Epistles 77. Care of E.T. Stodd. High View, Caversham, England, 1895. Dear Shashi, I am in receipt of Rakal's letter today. I am sorry to hear that he suffered from gravel. Most probably it was due to indigestion. Gopal's depth has been cleared. Now ask him to join the monastic order. The worldly wise instinct is most difficult to root out. Let him come and work in the mud. One is apt to imbibe a lot of mischievous idea by concerning oneself too long in the worldly affairs. If he refuses to take the monastic vow, please tell him to clear out. Don't want amphibious type of men who will be half monk and half householders. Haramohan has coined a Lord Sri Ramakrishna Paramhans, I see. What does he mean? English Lord or Duke? Tell Rakal, let people say whatever they will. Men who wrongly criticizes are to be treated as worms. As Sri Ramakrishna used to say, let there be no disparity between what you profuse and what you do. Also achieve the very new or very name of Jesuitism. Was I ever an orthodox, Pauranic Hindu, an adherent of social usages? I do not pose as one. You will not have to say things that will be pleasant to any section of people. You must not you must not so much as notice what Bengalis say for or against us. They could not be pennyworth to serve to him whose birth has sanified their country where the primary laws of health and sanitation are trampled, and yet they would talk big. What matter is, my brother, what such men have got to say? It is for you to go on doing your own work. Why look up to men for approbation? Look up to God. I hope Sharata will be able to teach them the Gita and Upanishad. Their commentaries somehow with the help of dictionary, or is it an empty vairagya that you have? The days of such vairagya are gone. It is not for everyone, my boy, to become Ramakrishna Paramhans. I hope Sharata has started by this time. Please send a copy of Panchadashi, a copy of Gita with and many commentaries as possible. A copy each of Narada and Shandilya Sutra published in Varanasi. A translation good, not worthless, of the Panchadashi, if it is available, and the translation by the Kalivari Vedantavagisha of Shankara's commentary. And if there is any translation, Bengali or English, by Sri Babu of Allahabad of Paniniya Sutras or the Shashika Vritti or the Pani Bhashya, please send a copy of each. Now just tell your Bengalis to send me a copy of Vachaspatya dictionary, and that will be a good test for those tall talking people. In England, religious movements make very slow progress. These people here are either bigots or atheists, and the former gain have only a bit of formal religion. They say patriotism is our religion. That is all. Send the books of America. Care of Miss Mary Phillip, 19 West 38th Street, New York, USA. That is my American address. By the end of November, I shall go to America. So send my books, etc. there. If Sharata has started immediately on your receipt of my letter, then only I may meet him. Otherwise not. Business is business, no child's play. Mr. Sturd will see to him and accommodate him. This time I shall come to England just to probe a little. Next summer I shall try to make some stir. The winter after that, I shall go to India, correspond regularly with those who are interested in us, so as to keep up their interest. Try to open centers in places all over Bengal. This much for the present. In my next, I shall give you more details. Mr. Sturd is a very nice gentleman, a staunch Vedantist, and understand a smattering of Sanskrit. It is with a good deal of labor that you can do a little bit of work in these countries. A sheer uphill task, with cold and rain into the bargain. Moreover, here you must support yourself and do your labor to love or labor of love. Englishmen won't spend a penny on lectures to things of that sort. If they do come to listen to you, well, thanks your stars, as is the case in our country. Besides, the common people here do not even know of me now. In addition to all this, they will give you a wide breadth if you preach God and such things to them. They think this must be another clangman. Well, you just patiently do one thing. Set about collecting everything that books beginning with the Rig Veda down to the most insignificance of Puranas and mantras and tantras have got to say about creation and annihilation of the universe, about race, heaven and hell, the soul, consciousness and intelligence, etc. The sense organs, mukti, transmigration, and such like things no child's play would do. I want real scholarly work. The most important thing is to collect the materials. My love to you all. Your affectionately Vivekananda. 78 1895. Dear Akal, your suggestion to me to go back to India is no doubt right. But a seed has been sown in this country, and there is the possibility of its being nipped in the bud if I go away all on a sudden. Hence, I have to wait some time. Moreover, it will be possible to manage everything nicely from here. Everybody requests me to return to India. It is all right, but don't you see it? Don't you see it is not wise to depend upon others? A wise man should stand firm on his own legs and act. Everything will come about slowly. For the present, don't forget to be on the lookout for a site. We want a big plot of about 10 to 20,000 rupees. It must be right on Ganga. Though my capital is small, I am exceedingly bold. Have an eye on securing the land. At present, we shall have to work three centers, one New York, one other Calcutta, and third one Madras. Then, by degrees, as the Lord will arrange. You must keep a strict eye on your health. Let everything else be subordinated to that. Brother Tarak is eager for travel. Well, it is good, but there are very expensive countries. A preacher needs here at least 1,000 rupees a month. But Brother Tarak has boldness, and it is good, or it is God who provides everything. Quite truth, but he must have to improve his English a little. The thing is, one has to snatch one's bread from the jaws of the missionary scholars. That is, one must prevail over this people by dint of learning, or one will be blown off at the puff. They understand neither sadhus nor your sannyasis, nor the spirit of renunciation. What they do understand is the vastness of learning, the display of eloquency and tremendous activities. Over and above that, the whole country will be searching for flaws. The claggy will day and night try to snurb you through the force or gluey. You must get rid of these obstructions to preach your doctrines. Through the mercy of Divine Mother, everything is possible. But in my opinion, if Brother Tarak goes on starting some social societies in the Punjab and Madras and you become organized, it will be the best thing. It is indeed a great thing to discover a new path, but it is as difficult a task to cleanse that path and make it spacious and nice. If you like for some time in places where I have sown the seeds of our master's ideas and succeed in developing the seeds into plants, you will be doing much greater work than I did. What will they who cannot manage some ready made things do with regard to things that are yet to come? If you cannot add a little salt to the dish almost done, how am I to believe that you will collect all the ingredients? Let Brother Tarak has an alternative. Start a Himalayan mutt at Almora and have a library there so that we may spend some of our spare time in a cool place and practice spiritual exercises. However, I have nothing to say against any particular course which anyone may be led to adopt. On the contrary, Godspeed. Shivaha va santu pathyana. Shivaha vaha santu pathyana. May you journey to prosperous. Tell him to wait a bit. What the good of being in hurry? You shall all travel the whole world. Courage. Brother Tarak has a great capacity for work within him. Hence, I expect much of him. You remember, I suppose, how after Sri Ramakrishna passing away, all forsook us as so many worthless, ragged boys. Only people like Balaram, Suresh, Master, and Chunni Babu were our friends at that hour of need, and we shall never be able to repay our debt to them. Tell Chunni Babu in private that he has nothing to fear, that those who are protected by the Lord must be above fear. I am a puny man, but the glories of Lord are infinite. Discard fear. Let not your faith be shaken. Has danger any power over one whom the Lord has taken into his hold? Ma bhe, discard fear. Ever yours, Vivekanand. 79. Care of E.T. Studd, High View, Caversham, England. Caversham, Reading, England. 17 September 1895. Dear Mrs. Bull, Mr. Studd and I want to get hold of few of the best, say a strong and intelligent men in England to form a society, and therefore we must proceed slowly. We must take care not to run over with the fates from the first. This, you will know, has been my policy in America too. Mr. Studd has been in India, living with our sannyasins in their manner for some time. He is an exceedingly energetic man, educated and well versed in Sanskrit. So far so good. Purity, perseverance and energy. These three I want. And if I get only half a dozen here, my work will go on. I have a great chance of such a few. Vivekanand. 80. Reading, England, 24 September 95. Dear Mrs. Bull, I have not done any visible work as yet except helping Mr. Stodd in studying Sanskrit. Mr. Stodd wanted me to bring over a monk from India from amongst my brethren to help him when I am away in America. I have returned to India for one. So far, it is all right. I am waiting for the next wave. Avoid not and seek not. Wait for what the Lord sends, is my motto. I am a slow writer, but the heart is full of gratitude. Yours very best wisher, Vivekanand. 81. Care of E.T. Stodd, Highview, Caversham, England. Reading, England, October 1895. Dear Mother, you have not forgotten your son. Where are you now? And Tani and babies. What about our saintly worship at your shrine? Jojo is not entering Nirvana so soon, but her deep sense silence almost seemed to be a big samadhi. Are you on the move? I am enjoying England very much. I am living with a friend on philosophy, living a little margin or eating and smoking. We are getting nothing else but dualism and monism and all the rest of them. Hollister's has become very manly, I suppose, in his long trousers, and Albert is studying German. The Englishmen here are very friendly, except a few Anglo Indians. They do not hate black men at all. Not even do they hoot at me in the street. Sometimes I wonder whether my face has turned white, but the mirror tells me truth. Yet they are all so friendly here. Again, the Englishmen and women who love India are more Hindu than the Hindus themselves. I am getting plenty of vegetable cooked. You will be surprised to hear Allah Indiani perfectly. When an Englishman takes up a thing, he goes to its very deep or very depth. Yesterday I met a Professor Fraser, a high official here. He has been half his life in India, and he has lived so much in ancient thoughts and wisdom that he does not care a fig for anything out of India. You will be astonished to hear that many of the thoughtful Englishmen and women think that Hindu caste is the only solution of the social problem. With that idea in their head, you may imagine how they hate the socialists and other social democrats. Again, here the men and the most highly educated take the greatest interest in Indian society or Indian thoughts, and very few men or women and very few men and women. The women's sphere is narrow here than in America. So far, everything is going very well with them or with me. I shall let you know any further development. With my love to Parrot Familia, to the Queen Mother, to Jojo, and to the babies. Ever yours with love and blessing, Vivekanand. 82. Reading England, 4th October 1895. Dear, purity, patience, perseverance, overcome all obstacles. All great things must be necessarily be slow. Yours with love, Vivekanand. 83. Care of E.T. Stodd, Highview, Caversham. Reading, 4th October 1895. My dear Akal, you know that I am now in England. I shall stay here for about a month and go back to America. Next summer I shall again come to England. At present there is no much prospect in England, but the Lord is omnipotent. Let us wait and see. It is impossible for to come now. The thing is, the money belongs to Mr. Stodd, and we must have the kind of men he likes. Mr. Stodd has taken initiation from me, and it is a very enterprising and a good man. In the first place, we want a man who has thorough mastery of English and Sanskrit. It is true that will be able to pick up English soon should he come here, but I am as yet unable to bring men here to learn. We want them. First you will be able to teach. In the second place, I trust those that will not desert me in prosperity and adversity alike. The most trustworthy men are needed. Then, after the foundation is laid, let him who will come and make a noise. There is no fear. Give no proof of wisdom in being carried away by a hubbub and joining the party of those charlatans. Sir, granted that Ramakrishna that Ramakrishna Paramahansa was a sham. Granted that it has been a very serious mistake indeed to take refuge in him. But what is the way out now? What if one life is spent in vain? But shall a man eat his own words? Can there be such a thing as having a dozen husbands? Any of you any of you may join any party you like. I have no objection, no, not in the least. But traveling this world over, I find that save and except his circle alone, ever, everywhere else thought and act are the are at variance. For those that belong to him, I have I have the utmost love, the utmost confidence. I have no alternative in the matter. Can me one-sided if call me one-sided if you will, but there you have my bona fide avowal. If but a thorn pricks the foots of one who has surrendered himself to Sri Ramakrishna, it makes my bone ache. All others I love. You will find very few men so unsectarian as I am. But you must excuse me. I have that bit of bigotry. If I do not appeal to his name, whose else shall I? It will be time enough to seek for a big guru in our next birth. But in this, it is that unlearned Brahmin who has bought his body for mine forever. I give you a bit of my mind. Don't be angry. Pray. I am your slave so long as you are his. Step a hair's breadth outside that, and you and I are on a pair. All the sects and societies that you see, the whole host of them inside the country or out, he has already swallowed them. All my brothers, this have verily been killed by myself long ago. Be only the instrument, O Arjun. This have verily been killed by myself long ago. Be only the instrument, Arjun. Today or tomorrow they will be merged in your own body, O man of little faith. Through his grace, the whole universe becomes the hoof mark of the cow. Be not traitor. That is the seen past antonymment. Name, fame, and good deeds. Whatever sacrifices you perform, whatever penance you undergo, whatever you eat, surrender everything to his feet. What on earth do we want? He has given us refuge. What more do we want? Bhakti, we verify, or verily its own reward. What else is needed? My brother, he who made man of us by feeding and clothing and imparting wisdoms, knowledge, who opened the eyes of ourself, whom day and night we found, the living God. Must we be traitors to him? And you forget the mercy of such Lord. The lives of Buddha and Krishna and Jesus are matters of ancient history, and doubts are eternated about their historicity. And you, in spite of saying the greatness of Sri Ramakrishna's life in flesh and blood, sometimes lose your head. Fie upon you. I have nothing to say. His likeness is being worshipped in and out of your country, and by goodness or by godless and heartless men. And you are stranded at times on disbelief. In the breath, he will create for himself hundreds of thousands of such as you are. Blessed is your birth, blessed your lineage, blessed your country that you were allowed to take the dust of his feet. Well, I cannot help. He is protecting us, forsooth. I see it before my eyes, insane that you are. It's it through my own strength that beauty like that of fairies and hundreds of thousands of rupees lose their attraction and appear as nothing to me. Or is it he who is protecting me? He who has no faith in him and no reservance for the Holy Mother downright downright loser. I tell you plainly, Hari Mohan has written about his troubled circumstances, and says he will be dislodged from his home soon. He has asked, blessed is your birth, blessed is your lineage, and blessed your country that you were allowed to take the dust of his feet. Well, I cannot help. He is protecting us. For forsooth, I see it before my eyes. Insane that you are. It is through my own strength that beauty like that of fairies and hundreds of thousands of rupees lose their attraction and appear as nothing to me. Or is it he who is protecting me? He who has no faith in him and no reverence for the Holy Mother will be a downright loser, I tell you plainly. Harmohan has written about his troubled circumstances, says he will be deluged from his home soon. He has also asked for some lectures. But I have none at present. But have still some money left in my purse, which I shall send him. So he need not be feared or afraid. I could send him at once, but I suspect that the money I last sent was miscarried. Therefore, I postponed sending it. Secondly, I know, besides, of no address to send it to. I see that I see that I see the Madras people have failed in starting the paper. Practical wisdom is altogether wanting in Hindu race, I see. Whenever you promise to do any work, you must do it exactly at the appointed time, or a person loses their faith in you. Money matters require a speedy reply. If Master Mahashaya be willing Tell him to be my Calcutta agent, for I have an implicit faith in him, and he understands a good deal of these things. It is not for the childish and noisy rebel to do it. Tell him to fix upon a center, an address that will not change every hour, and to which I shall direct all my Calcutta correspondence, business in business. Yours, etc. Vivekanand. 84. Reading 6th October 1895. Dear Mrs. Bull, I am translating a little book on Bhakti with Mr. Stodd, with copious commentaries, which is to be published soon. This month I am to give 2 lectures in London and one in Maidanhead. This will open up the way to some classes and parlour lectures. We do not wish to make any noise, but to go quietly. Yours with best wishes, Vivekanand.